I'm here with my co-host, Nicholas Todd Averly. How you doing today?
What's up, y'all? Doing good,
and
man.
We have a second appearance of author / railroader / father / older brother /
paranormal
YouTuber David Averly
/ podcaster / news anchor /
Spotify.
everything.
Anything creative, Dave's doing it.
He's done it once or twice in his life. At least one thing.
So the last episode we focused on you writing a book and being an author. So this time we'll go kick it to you guys' YouTube page, Unearthing the Supernatural, and what you guys do with your paranormal investigations.
So I'll go ahead and lead off on this part. So I think we covered this in our other podcast, but Unearthing the Supernatural is our YouTube group. We have like a paranormal investigation group where we kind of bring the old native traditional aspects into paranormal investigating. So I'm the one that kind of does like all the book work and sets up the appointments and all that, sets up investigations and all that. My big brother here, he's a spiritual man that kind of goes and I kind of deal with the physical side of things, and he deals with the spiritual side of things. So him and I we work together to bring all this together. And one of the main reasons why I started this whole thing was like I was starting out, like I was watching TV about like this Hollywood medium guy. You know, he's talking to celebrities about people who have passed on in his life, and I was just like, you know what, bro? Like we've been doing like ceremonies, we've been helping out a lot of people. And even growing up, we watched like Ghost Adventures and all that stuff. So we were always kind of like, when we were kids, we were like, I want to do something like that. That'd be really cool. Then we always talked about like, what if we had like a native aspect to like ghost hunting and all that, like with traditions, songs, and being able to actually communicate with the spirits. So that's why like I asked him. We're well over a year into our channel, so a year and a couple months, I believe, and
yeah,
it's pretty crazy how far we've come.
It's super great to see you guys' growth because I've been watching all of your guys' episodes.
Okay, we giggle because those first videos.
Nick's first videos. Nick's vertical recording.
Portrait recording.
But now, like, you guys have like all the night vision equipment. You guys have all the spirit boxes.
Yeah.
You don't have any Bill Chappell stuff, but
it's in the works.
It's in the works.
We need your stuff. Hey, Bill Chappell, like and subscribe. Help us out. Help a native out.
So yeah, what's your process of picking a place and then going and investigate? And how do you guys conduct your investigations?
So pretty much when I really communicate with my brother on this part, and like whenever we throw out like haunted places and ideas and all that, but then I always go to him as like, what do you feel like on the spiritual aspect? Like what's your senses telling you about this place? And you can kind of go ahead and about that.
So like on my part, when we go in to investigate a place, he asked me, hey, we heard this place is haunted. Can you kind of look into it with your little bit of your foresight and kind of your gift? And so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll look into it. And so a big thing that we look into is the history that is known, and then we look into the history that's unknown. Okay, what happened there that is kind of swept underneath the rug? And historically, even before recorded history, what happened there? And are we going to be able to make communication with something there? Or if we're just going to go there and be like, yeah, there ain't nothing here.
Yeah. And we've had one investigation to where we actually went to a place and we didn't capture nothing. But that was because we've already investigated there. So when we first started out, we were very, very low budget. Like I went into this investigation with just my iPhone and my tablet, and just pretty much a ghost hunting app that I used on my tablet. And I was really surprised with the evidence that we caught. And
you insanely caught like a lot of really good evidence with like, the low like amount of equipment you had at the time.
Yeah, it's just an iPhone and a flashlight pretty much. Yeah. And I was able to catch like EVPs, shadows, orbs, and all that. And I was surprised. So I had this thought. I was just like, well, we have night vision cameras now. We have a REM pod. We have all these devices. Why don't we try going back and investigating, see if we can capture the same evidence? But when we got there, we were just like, yeah, go for it. And we go there and we didn't catch nothing. Like, that's like, I'm pretty sure the only time that we didn't capture anything. And I'm pretty sure later down the road, you know, we're gonna find a couple more places like that. But for so far, most of our investigations, you know, we've captured quite a bit of evidence, and he's the one that does the editing for all of our videos. So you want to tell him what kind of goes into that?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a lot that goes into that. So, like I said, we started out very low budget. So I'm basically using free apps to help put our video clips together and trying to learn all that. Finally, we kind of invested a little more into it, and we got a professional video editing program. So the clips, they're going to be put together a lot smoother. The process goes good. But another hurdle that I had to jump was my processor and graphics card. So I have a very basic computer, and I was trying to do everything as far as for the video editing. Eventually, my computer crashes because all the little cuts, the edits, the putting the video together smoothly. My processor just could not handle it.
You know, he would tell me he would be hours into video editing, and he would call me up and say, I lost everything. I was like, what happened? And
I'm like in the verge of tears.
Yeah, he's just like, all my hard work, I guess his computer crashed and lost everything. We're just like, no, you know, so he had to start from scratch and all that. But as we're learning, you know, like there's a lot of growth that comes with it. This is all, no one's here to teach us how to do all these things.
Yeah.
You know, we're all learning on the fly, just like with your podcast,
Yeah.
you know. And that's one thing that we're all of us are learning on the fly to kind of pretty much live our dreams. Like we all wanted to do this, and you know, on our own shapes and forms. You know, he has his own podcast, and we have our Unearthed and Supernatural. He has his own podcast with his photography, and you know, that's why we wanted to bring him along, is because I couldn't have done everything that I do without his help. You know, that's why all of us are a team when it comes to like this Unearthing the Supernatural. He even went on an investigation with us.
Camera guy right there. The best camera guy right there.
So
he went through it too. He went through all the crazy stuff. And he's like, I got you.
There's like demons growling at him. And all
He's
that.
like still holding the camera steady. He's like, oh. This guy right there.
Yeah, I think it's great the internet's here, and like it's great that Navajo Nation's like getting more adapted to the internet, because it makes anything possible.
Mhm.
Like without the internet, like I probably wouldn't be in photography or doing this podcast, and you guys same thing.
Mhm.
But it's just like getting over that hump of like actually making it. It's just like that hardest part. It was like that first part. Then once you get into groove, like this podcast's easy. Like me and Nick could do it anywhere now.
Yeah.
Like we just have the mic, the camera, and it's like the show goes on.
Like, here we go.
Yeah.
We're in different locations.
And do you guys feel like that's with your investigation? Like the first one was like a little little hard to navigate, and then after that,
pretty
on the
much,
flow?
yeah. Like if it wasn't for like as far as for my aspect of like the planning and all that, like learning how to communicate with these people and scheduling, you know, I had to really up my game with how I present our group and kind of tell the story of who we are in such a short span of time, to where we grab the interest of the people, to where like, okay, yeah, we'll have you guys over here. Let's go ahead and do an investigation.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much learning on the fly with all of our investigations. And it seems like every investigation we go on, it's different. You know, how we approach the investigation, the tools, the instruments that we use, how we use them, and how our means of communication goes. So you want to tell them how some of our places like were really good and positive, but some places were really negative. So how we had to approach that.
So with ghost hunting, you have to really adapt to the environment, really adapt to the area that we're at. And if you don't adapt, then you can get hurt. Mm-hmm. So we have to adapt to the spirits that are there, kind of feel out what they're feeling, and see what communication we get. Because that's a key thing with us, is communication.
Yeah.
And respect. That's a huge thing, is respecting those entities. We don't just like, hey, are you here? And then they respond back like, yeah, I'm here. And then we're like, oh my God!
Freak out.
No, it's like, hey, are you here? Yeah, I'm here. Hey, okay, cool. What's your birthday? Like it just like you are talking to an actual entity, an actual being. Yeah. So having that respect, and then being able to adapt to any situation, whether it becomes hostile or if we are too hostile, even. Yeah. And we go, okay, let's chill out a little bit, and let's have an equal level with these entities and have good communication.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, what's your guys' favorite part of your What's your favorite part of your guys' episode so far? Like, what's a moment that sticks out to you guys?
Bobby Mackey's.
Bobby Mackey's?
Mine would be Vulture City.
Vulture City, yeah. Bobby Mackey's was a hardcore demonic place that we're going to be going back to. So with better equipment and all that, better prepared. So quick thing on Vulture City.
So Vulture City, man, it was we made the best communication at Vulture City as far as for on the spiritual aspect, and that's kind of our flagship episode right now as far as for the opportunities that are being presented to us. And a huge thing that happened was after we filmed there our second time, we got communications from the caretaker, and he says he did his own investigation after there, and he said he asked the spirits, he said, "What do you think about the Native Americans that were here?" And he got a voice back that actually said, "Thank them for the smoke."
Yeah.
And that was huge to me because that felt like, hey, the spirits from the other side are actually like thankful for what we're doing. And then we heard that not just from our equipment, but from someone else's equipment.
Yeah, so that's one thing we always give offering and prayer of thanks, to the spirits after we leave. So I think that's what really sets us apart is our respect level for the other side. So
yeah, I think it's super great what you guys are doing, like bringing the cultural side with it, because when you watch TV, it's just a bunch of like Caucasians, and it's like it's good that you guys are getting to mix in and go use your half. So
it's a little touch of flavor,
a little touch of Navajo.
Yeah, you gotta put a little cheat in there.
So this is the end in this episode. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe. Subscribe to the Unearthing the Supernatural 5 Days book, and thank you for watching the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Hey, y'all.